Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Jai Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Singhadev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol, all glorious assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. How do we speak? Wer versteht kein Englisch? Kishori Kund. Purusha. Ist irgendjemand da? Is Sunshine in the house? Nobody is here to translate. Huh? Wer versteht? Who doesn't understand German? You. Okay. 2 against 2. What should we do? So, but still, do we have? Sanchai is not around, yeah? Where is he? Okay. Param, habt ihr, also warte mal, was habe ich denn hier? Ist das Deutsch oder? Das ist das Englische sowieso. No, I think it makes more sense when I speak in English and then we hope that maybe Sanchai appears somewhere. Did one see him today? Somebody saw him. Was? So maybe he comes up. Und bis dahin könnt ihr ja vielleicht die deutsche Übersetzung lesen, also zumindest dann so eine längere Übersetzung. Okay, so first of all I would like to ask your permission to speak about the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and get your blessings. And not only that, I'm asking for your pure desire to hear from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, because this transcendental literature is not a literature for entertainment, nothing what we read to be entertained or to be fascinated or to be inspired in some kind of love story, criminal roman, or what else is there, criminal novel or horror novels. Somebody was reading horror novels? No? I read. So this is something what Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is a person. We hear from the Bhagavatam in the 10th canto, but for example, it also comes to us in the Krishna book. What is the 10th canto? The prayers of the personified Vedas. So the very wonderful thing in Vedic philosophy is that everything is personal. Behind everything there's somebody responsible. And this is something what sometimes we would like to neglect. We like to see things in an impersonal way, meaning we don't want to see the personality behind something, right? So, but there in Vedic philosophy we informed that everything, even air, water, fire, everywhere is a person who, enlivens this body of air, water, fire, or whatever. Behind everything what is living, what have life symptoms, there is a personality behind. Somebody in response. Somebody I can interact. And so the Vedas personified, it means the person behind that knowledge, the person of that knowledge praying to Krishna. And here, who's the personality in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? What do you think? Since they telling us the story about the Vedas personified, cannot be the Vedas personified. Huh? Well, yeah, he's the one who compiled them, but what do you think? Who is the personality behind Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam? Yeah. It's Bhagavan himself. Therefore, it's pure. It's the spotless Purana. There's no material contamination. This is basically Krishna self, him revealing his, not only his personality, but his history. His history about himself and his devotees and his inner core of the heart. And so therefore we have to have the desire to interact with the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. This desire has to come from us. And if we don't develop this desire, the Bhagavatam will keep silent to us. We may read words, we may read stories, but we not read the message what is related directly to us. If we don't connect with that person behind the Bhagavatam, Krishna, if we don't have the desire to say, please Krishna, when I enter this Bhagavatam, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, when I want to enter this Bhagavatam, please let me teach, or let me be taught, let me understand what you want to tell me, right? And when we come together as a group of devotees to explore the Bhagavatam, as we do here, of course one is speaking like me at the moment, but that's just a medium. I'm just a medium, and I, being used for the Bhagavatam, if I have the right consciousness as a servant of the Bhagavatam, then I can be used from each one of you to give you a very specific personal message, what I'm probably not even aware of, because Bhagavatam is speaking. I'm just the speaker. How to say, the transmitter? Like a Bluetooth box, right? So, I don't know where's Sanjay. We don't have, and Param needs also somebody for translation. Okay, so therefore I need your permission and your blessings to be an worthy instrument in your hands and in Krishna's desire. We read from the 4th canto, chapter 8, verse 72. Triratrante, 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 kabita padarashanaha, kapita padarashanaha, Atma vritti anusarena, Atma vritti anusarena, Masam ninye rajan harim, Masam ninye rajan harim, Triratrante, triratrante, kabita padarashanaha, Atma vritti anusarena, Masam ninye rajan harim. Please chant. Triratrante, kabita badarashanaha, Ratrande, triratrande, ita padarashanaha, mavritti anushrayena, triratrande, triratrande, Masam ninye racham harim. Tiratrande, triratrande, kapita padarashanaha, tamrite rachayam harim. Tree, like tree. Ratra ante, at the end of night. Tree, 3. Ratra ante. At the end of night, yes. Kapita patara. Fruits and berries. Ashanaha. Eating. Atmavritti. Just to preserve the body. Anusarena. As it was necessary. And also minimum. So as it was necessary, minimum. Masam. 1 month. Ninye. Passed away. Acharyam. Worshipping. Harim. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. For the first month, Dhruva Maharaj ate only fruits and berries on every 3rd day, only to keep his body and soul together. And in this way, he progressed in his worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, purport. Kapita is a flower which is known in India. Vernacular. Was? Vernacular is? Gopikita? Vernacular? Vernacular, oh yeah, maybe. As Kayeta. We do not find an English equivalent for the name of this flower, but its fruit is generally not accepted by human beings. It is eaten by monkeys in the forest. Dhruva Maharaj, however, accepted such fruits not for luxurious feasting, but just to keep his body and soul together. The body needs food, but the devotee should not accept foodstuff to satisfy the tongue in sense gratification. It is recommended in Bhagavad Gita that one should accept as much food as necessary to keep the body fit, but one should not eat for luxury. Dhruva Maharaj is an acharya, and by undergoing severe austerities and penances, he teaches us how one should execute devotional service. We must carefully know the process of Dhruva Maharaj's service. How severely he passed his days will be shown in later verses. We should always remember that to become a bona fide devotee of Lord Chaitanya or of the Lord is not an easy task, but in this age, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, it has been made very easy. But if we do not follow even the liberal instructions of Lord Chaitanya, how can we expect to discharge our regulative duties in devotional service? It is not possible in this age to follow Dhruva Maharaj in his austerity, but the principles must be followed. We should not disregard the regulative principles given by our spiritual master, for they make it easier for the conditioned soul. As far as our ISKCON movement is concerned, we simply ask that one observe the 4 prohibitive rules, chant 16 rounds, and instead of indulging in luxurious eating for the tongue, simply accept prasad offered to the Lord. This does not mean that with our fasting, the Lord should also fast. The Lord should be given foodstuffs which is as nice as possible, but we should not make it a point to satisfy our own tongues. As far as possible, we should accept simple foodstuff just to keep the body and soul together to execute devotional service. It is our duty to remember always that in comparison to Dhruva Maharaj, we are insignificant. We cannot do anything like what Dhruva Maharaj did for self-realization. because we are absolutely incompetent to execute such service. But by Lord Chaitanya's mercy, we have been given all concessions possible for this age. So at least we should always remember that neglect of our prescribed duties in devotional service will not make us successful in the mission we have undertaken. It is our duty to follow in the footsteps of Dhruva Maharaj, for he was very determined. We should also be determined to finish our duties in executing devotional service in this life. We should not wait for another life to finish our job. Hare Krishna. So this is Om Agnanati Mindasya Knanan Shanashalakaya Chakshu Umidam Yena Tasmai Shikarve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manopistam Stavidamena Bhutale Swayam Rupagatamayam Dadati Swapadandikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. For the first month, Dhruva Maharaj ate only fruits and berries on every third day, only to keep his body and soul together. And in this way, he progressed in his worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we hear about Dhruva Maharaj, what is the general mood we remember, or what comes in our mind? Oh, Sanjay Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Do you mind to... Now it's only Param Purusha here. Kishori couldn't left. Do you mind to give some German hints? Sorry to bother you, but there's nobody else. Ich denke, Param hat das Deutsch gelesen. Ne? Param? Oder das Deutsch gelesen? Das tut so, okay. So, what do we remember when we think of Dhruva Maharaj? What is our first thing what comes in our mind from the pastime of those who know it already?
He was then insulted by his own father when he was trying to sit on his lap, and then he got very angry, and then Narad Muni instructed him. Then he went to forest, he did tapasya, he did Krishna.
Yes, but condense it. Try to condense it in one feeling. Determined. Okay, good. Somebody else has something what comes in his mind? Yes? Passionate? Passionate young boy. Okay. Okay. Somebody else has some adjective for Dhruva Maharaj or something like that? Kshatriya, okay. Anything else? No? So, yes, it's all true. We could say even Prabhuji was using a word angry, and we had passionate young boy, and Kshatriya, what is kind of, Kshatriyas are allowed to be angry, right, and passionate. So this is what comes into our mind, first of all. But then here, Srila Prabhupada, he informs us that what did Dhruva Maharaj do here in this verse? What was his main aim here?
He did a lot of tapasya in terms of eating and then to achieve Krishna. It was very tremendous.
Yeah, but in this verse is something directly described as his process. What was his process? It's very simple.
He controlled his sense level.
See?
He controlled his senses.
Well, yes, but that was not his process. His process was to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In order to do that, he underwent severe austerities, as we say, right? But that's very, very important. It's not that his process were severe austerities. That's just a tool. His process was to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is something what we sometimes don't understand because that he kind of got rid of his passionate nature, as we say, as our of this anger. He used this process of doing tapasya to cool down his senses in a forceful way. All right? But in order to then fulfill his real task, what he wanted to do, what is told by him, by his guru, Narada Muni, to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because we are not a society. Now I wait till the Singadev comes out. Shri Shri Palat Lakshmi Singadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. So we are not a society of tapasyas. Our process is not tapasya. As Srila Prabhupada here many times said, our process is not detachment. Who agree? You agree. Our process is not detachment. But what is our process? Attachment, yes. Our process is attachment. And we just have to set it straight. We want to attach ourselves to what? To Krishna. More and more to Krishna. And therefore, what is the result? When we attach ourselves more and more to Krishna, what is the result? We detach ourselves. That's an automatic process. So if we start first with detachment, if this is our main goal, and sometimes we can observe this in ourselves, in devotees around us, who put more emphasis on detachment, but not so much emphasis on attachment. Because sometimes we get this misunderstanding that attachment is something bad. Attachment is something what we should not have. Because there are so many things, when we attach to, that can destroy our spiritual path. All right? But Srila Prabhupada points out here that we got this process by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is actually very, very simple. This process is just be attached to me. This is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Just be attached to me. Forget everything else. Forget your rules and regulations. Forget your dharma. Forget your shastras. Forget all your arguments. Just be attached to me. Just listen to me. Just be my friend. Just don't listen to anybody else. Just be attached to me. And everything else will fall in place. Right? So, sometimes we see devotees, they coming and they're reading such statements like one should eat very little, or one should accept only foodstuff what is necessary to keep body and mind together. Right? It's said here. Right? But then on the other hand, what we see is that devotees try to detach themselves from eating. But what they forget in the process is that they detach themselves also from Krishna. Because what do we eat? Krishna prasadam, right? So, and this is our process. This given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Eat as much prasadam as possible, if it's offered with love and devotion to the Lord, of course. Prasadam. No? That's our process. So be attached to prasadam. But be attached to prasadam because it is prasadam. It is offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and not just because it was cooked by Paramahamsa Gaur or Suchitra. Right? And it's very tasty. Of course it's tasty. Why it's tasty? Because it was cooked with love and devotion by a devotee who has these attributes to offer by a puchari, like our Harivenu, with love and devotion. And then the main ingredient, the main thing is love and devotion. And the Lord, what He will taste is love and devotion. So, and this is what the Lord reciprocates with our service. So if this is filled, our service is filled with love and devotion, what the Lord will reciprocate with? With love and devotion. And what we will eat? Love and devotion. So who is there to miss that out? Now, of course, Pampusha, he thinks, I eat my pasta, but we know his pasta is filled with love and devotion. So this is our process, to be attached to everything what is attached to Krishna. We should never ever give it up. Never ever. We should never ever give up Krishna. We should never ever give up the association of the devotees of Krishna, because they are very, very dear to Krishna. And even if they make mistakes, the mother sometimes sees her child making nonsense, or doing something what the child should not do. Isn't it, Gopi Gita? But the mother will never ever abandon her love for her child. So sometimes we see devotees doing something, waving the chamar maybe very slowly. We see something devotees doing something where we think, well, and this is not, or whatever, this is not according to Shastra, to this, and Prabhupada's teaching and this and that, but still these devotees, they try to satisfy Srila Prabhupada, they satisfy their spiritual masters, they satisfy Krishna with all their love and devotion. And even if we cannot see it, because we're just seeing the outside, we're just seeing the outside appearance of some activity. So we can't judge it because we don't see the heart, but Krishna sees the heart. And He sees this devotee, he tries actually so hard to please me. So how I can abandon him, even if the result is faulty? It's like if you in love and your paramour cooks something for you and it doesn't taste well. Because there's this saying in Germany, when the food is very salty, my mother used to say, the cook was in love. You know this? Right? Because sometimes the cook is so much absorbed, or so much kind of in anxiety to cook for his paramour, that sometimes the measurement he doesn't get right. But the one who tasted the paramour, he will never ever consider that salty. He's just seeing the love for this inside in this preparation. But if you give it to somebody else who is not the paramour, who gets some remnants, or then maybe somebody else comes and eats and wah, da, so salty, that's completely offensive, and wah, this and that. Because he doesn't understand the love. He cannot taste the love. He sees it only from a critical point. Right? So we must be very, very careful that we don't judge always the result. Of course, one can say, well, you can judge a tree by his fruits. It's also true. And in our development of our spiritual attitude, in our love and devotion, we will become experts. If we allow the trainers to train us, we will become experts in the execution of our devotional service. And this is something what goes along with it. But this is very, very important that we understand. Let's attach ourselves to everything what is in touch with Krishna. And in this way, by getting a higher taste, we're losing all lower tastes. And this is the sure and safe process. Only this is the sure and safe process for us to make advancement. There's nothing what we can do against it. There's nothing what we can do to say, oh, we have to add something to it. Let's do something what is very tasty. Sometimes you want to eat very tasty foodstuffs, but your digestion system is not meant to it. And then what happens is you just vomit. Sometimes we're eating too oily things, too many pakoras, right? And we just get indigestion. We see the pakora soon back in a different form, right? Either from this side or that side. Of course, there's no too graphical. But just to make the point, if we take something what we not ready to digest, it will cause us a harm. And now the people say, oh yeah, in this your ISKCON or whatever, you're not allowed to touch certain topics. It's not that's not allowed, it's just a warning. If we not able, if our digestive system, our devotional digestive system of devotional matters is not ready to digest certain matters, it will cause us a harm. So, but if we want to go the safe side, just follow the devotees. Just follow the footsteps of devotees and look how they look. Are they happy? Are they ecstatic? How is their life? Attach yourself to happy devotees who are happy in devotional service. Don't attach yourself to those who are not happy and whose business is to just criticize and track everything down. Track everything down to their level. Right? There's always two levels. One level is here. There is where you be happy, where you be ecstatic, where you be full of conviction of your ability of devotional service, where you secure, where everything makes sense. This is that level. And there is that level here down there where you're insecure, where you're unhappy, where you start to criticize because of your insecurity. You try to make everybody else insecure. And we mostly be on this level. Because we are insecure, we try to make everybody else insecure. We try to track everybody down on our level. Oh, are you really convinced does it work? Are you really convinced this chanting is really working? I'm doing so many times, and you see this devotee, and this and that. He has no taste. I can see that. Right? I can see that. He's just a pretender. Right? So, it's our choice. It's our choice, and we have to make a conscious choice to whom we attach ourselves. Who are the personalities we follow? The ones who are happy and maybe even ecstatic in devotional service? Then just have association with them, just attach yourself to them. Or you choose the other way. What is sometimes maybe more tasty because we don't have to make an endeavor instead of everybody tracking everybody down. That's more easy. Tracking down is more easier, right? Than to lift up. Lift up has to do something with endeavor. I have to lift myself up. But if I lift myself up, I lift everybody else around me up. I give the chance to people who are attached to me to be uplifted. Right? And we all have these experiences. We have our role models. We have persons we aim for. We have persons who inspire us. And there you see, there are people who are inspired by you. People who think, wow, that's a great person. It's a great person. There are people who are looking what you're doing. And even on a small scale, maybe we go for the first time in the Hare Krishna temple. Some do say, yeah, that's nonsense. Or some people say, that's nonsense. Some people say, oh, let me see what happened out of him. Does he become happy? How does he look when he comes back after 1 month in the Hare Krishna temple? Is he glowing? Is he shining? So, and if this is the case, then let me try. Let me also think in this direction. So we become inspirators automatically. We, how you say? Influencers. We become influencers. And not on the social media, no, in the social life. That's where life is happening. Life doesn't happen on Instagram or internet or Facebook or somewhere. That's just another shadow reflection of a shadow reflection. And there's where most of the things come up. And most of the things are down on the lower level. Everybody is very eager to criticize. Everybody is very eager to point out faults in somebody else. It's very easy in the internet. If you would stand in front of that person, you probably would shut up. Because you would be afraid. And it would be obvious that you just try to gratify your false ego by tracking somebody else down. But the real influences are in our life. They are around us. Don't look in your mobile phone for inspiration. Look around you. Krishna put them right there. Right in front of us. It could be somebody, maybe sometimes we for a long time in temple, I know, I'm already senior. I'm practicing already for some time. I know how ISKCON is running. I know everything. Somebody will say, I could write a book. I could write a book about ISKCON. The plot will trip out. Somebody, some scene. You know who told it, huh? No. Anyway, you don't. Of course, it's a little bit graphical and sometimes a little bit comical also. But sometimes when we for some years in the movement, we know everything, and we become sometimes a little bit bitter. Become a little bit sour. This and look at them and look at this. If they would do like me too, then that they would be better, right? So, but then comes a bhakta in the temple. And he doesn't know about any sour stuff in ISKCON. He didn't read the internet and the latest news about the scandals. Right? And he just comes. He's ecstatic, washing pots. Now let him wait 10 more years. Let's see what comes out of his enthusiasm. No, he's your influencer. Look at him. Although he's completely new, but he's happy. He is there on this level. But I am here on this level because I know how life it is. But remember, one time you came to the temple, you were here. You ate halava to your neck and showered it with sweet rice. And then you could not move anymore for 5 hours. But you had to clean up after the Sunday feast. We had this in Sunday feast in the Bhakta program in the Vienna temple. First, we were supposed to serve because our Bhakti leader, he was very strict that we have to learn how to serve prasadam. That was our duty as Bhakti program. We had to serve everybody, all the guests, and he was watching us and correcting us. Nicely, but he was telling us. This is something what we unfortunately don't learn here anymore. I'm sorry for that. But so, because that's a science, to serve prasadam is a science what only advanced devotees actually can do. Because serving prasadam means you are happy to see others eat. When you are unhappy to see others eat, don't serve prasadam. No, it's like that. No. So, and it's a science to serve the Vaishnavas. And it's not only a science, it's a great opportunity. It's the crest jewel of devotional service, to serve the devotees prasadam. Right? So we were serving prasadam, we were made serving prasadam. And one time I remember because I was also new, and of course you come to the temple, you are a pure devotee. So I thought, Ekadasi, I'm fasting. Neil Chal. Everybody should see what great devotee I am. All right? So I fasted. Still, I had to serve prasadam. Okay. And I don't know if you notice it. If you have one Ekadasi on one day, 2 weeks later, mostly on the same day comes Ekadasi. So then there was the next 2 weeks later, there was again Sunday feast. Ekadasi. And I again had to serve. And of course I did fasting again. And then I served. And I think I had then this, because then I came down from the lower level, I came down to from the upper level, I came to the lower level. And one senior devotee, he recognized it and he said, Prabhu, if you cannot bear to see other people eating, you should not fast. And this, I never fasted again on Ekadasi. Because it's so true, Or as Radhanath Swami sometimes put it, said, you may fast, but your false ego is feasting. Look at them, look at this, they created. Right? What is this? So, we were serving prasadam. And after we served prasadam, we were served prasadam by the seniors. They said, now you guys sit down. Our Bhakta leader came, and everybody else, kind of in a little bit, kind of a not nasty way, but a little bit, let's see out of what they made of these bhaktas. And they served us. We could not. So, and then, they served us rice, sabji, everything what was left over. And then they served us sweets, And afterwards we had to clean the whole thing. Because it was a very small place, we had to put everything back in place, anyway, it was, we had to clean everything and rearrange everything. And we could not move. Sometimes it was so, we could not breathe, it was hurting and everything. But still we had to do. And actually this was good because it keeps digesting, right? It keeps you moving, so you start to digest. So many times we were so blissful afterwards. And this was the thing. After we had the feast, although we had to clean up the whole temple then, we were ecstatic. We were so happy. Just with each other, we were singing, everybody was chanting and listening to kirtan and singing, with the kirtan, and, it was so blissful. Blissful Sunday feast. We were up there, even above. We are flying, flying under the ceiling, So, but then at one point, then there comes, who made this halava? It's just like semolina, cooked semolina in butter, and then topped up with so much sugar. So unhealthy. So then the mind comes in. And you don't eat halava anymore. Because you see the fault in the halava. But then guess what? You come in the morning, you see the halava and say, nah, I cannot eat you. You unhealthy preparation. Right? And then you eat your khichdi without spices. Because it's healthy. And you're very healthy. But you're very sour. You're not happy anymore. Just eat a halava! No! It's not healthy. Okay. Your choice. So that's I mean, it's our choice where we attach ourselves. Huh? So that's our capacity. This is our free will. Krishna gave us free will. Free will is the highest gift of love. There's no love without free will. If I lock Gopikita at home, say, you don't go outside, I lock you on the chair, you just so, or I don't know, right? So, has this to do anything with love? Sure it does, from my side. I love you, I don't want that you get hurt, or anybody, whatever, do you any harm. I lock you at home. Oh, it's sure not love. It's tyranny, or you say? Tyranny. I would be a tyrant. They would say, look at this Ramananda, he's a tyrant to his wife. Maybe some say, I don't know. But real love is, I let the door open. I say, Gopikita, if you like, go out. No, you go as much as you like. But when you come back, then I know you love me. Right? That's love, and Krishna gives us this. You have the whole world is in front of you. Choose anything. Choose anything you want. But if you choose me, then I know you love me. And I wait for this moment, you turn around and say, by the way, I had everything. I have everything in my hand. I have too much, but there's still more. But something is missing. Oh, look at this. Something, it doesn't make me, happy, but something is missing. What is missing? Something is, look at this car. Something is missing. Whoa, the new iPhone. Something is not making me happy. What is making me? Something I missed on the way. There is Krishna. Right? And in this moment where we say, oh, Krishna, there you are. We let go everything. It's like in the kirtan, we see people coming, and they're standing in the back of the kirtan. First they don't say anything. And then maybe say, Hare Krishna. Still they're standing, like everybody is ecstatic. That's the most, I know. I mean, for whom is it more painful? When you be in the kirtan, raise your arms, you let everything go, you raise your arms, say, Gauranga! Huh? It's so blissful. But for those who cannot say, Gauranga! They're standing in corner and say, look at them, look at them, they're crazy, look at them. Who is suffering in this moment? Who is suffering? The crazy fellows who jump around like monkeys. Are you suffering in this moment? No, you have the time of your life, right? You're dancing with the devotees without any intoxication. You just blissed out. We had this for Nityananda Trayodasi when Gomohan led this kirtan in pants with a chadar tied over it. With his harmonium. It just it went on for not for hours, but for a long time. 1 hour. It was 1 hour. Even the puchari came before we track him. Sometimes it happens that we track the pucharis down from the altar. Right? We say, hey, you see, there's something on the Lord. And he comes, what? Did you not see? What is he? And then he's close enough, and then we track him down into the kirtan. And the puchari was very aware of this. He thought, better I go by myself. So even he was dancing. But then you have this kind of guests who stand there in disbelief, don't know what's going on. They are maybe curious, but they are the ones who decide consciously, no, I'm not going to jump like crazy monkey. I'm an advanced devotee. I have so much knowledge of Shastras. I'm cool. I'm cool. You're not on fire. Now, the story of Kadamakana Swami once told us, I think he was also some elderly devotee, I think in Amsterdam somewhere, and then he met him and said, well, Maharaj, I'm considering maybe to join you. And maybe I even become your disciple. And Maharaj said, no, you can't. Because you're not on fire. But I'm on fire. So that's the thing, we have to be on fire. Let's get fired up. Well, this is where it comes from. Let's get fired up. Let's be fired up. And when we fired up, we can fire everybody else up. And then the ones who chose to stay cool, it's obvious to them. But guess what? That's the one who suffer. That's the one who suffers. No, I'm not joining the kirtan today. I feel little fatigue. Did we, when we, for this 1 hour, when we were yelling the holy name and jumping like crazy monkeys, did anybody feel fatigue? No, you only feel fatigue when you stop jumping. Then you feel, oh my goodness, my legs, my bones, everything, But the remedy is, as we said last time with the training, get up, get on your feet, get back in the kirtan. And then you feel fine again. Because this is where we live. That's the life of the devotees. We live in the kirtan, in the association of devotees. That's our life. That's our environment. It's like you put the fish out of the water, he can't breathe, he will die, he will wither away. So if you take the devotee out of kirtan, he will wither away. If you take them out of the association of devotees, he slowly will suffer. We think, but yeah, I'm having my own space. Right? So therefore, just follow the simple process given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of kirtan and prasadam. And afterwards, prasadam again. And then, kirtan again. Right? What else is there to do? And to enhance all of this, we have all of this side things like deity worship and all other things, and book distribution even. What we do in book distribution? We become like dealers, like drug dealers. Who dealt with drugs? Hands up. Come on. Yeah, so, it's like we drug dealers. We going outside and giving this, hey, something for you. Don't show your parents that you read Krishna books. Have it. Give me something. Get. Okay, go and read it. Right? And then we drug them in. We drug them out. We drag him in the association of the holy name. And you can't leave anymore. This is what we do in book distribution. We just try to drug people into kirtan, into the association of devotees. That's what it is. Don't be think anything else. We're just dealing drugs, transcendental drugs. But these are the drugs who make you, attached to Krishna. You become Krishna addicted. You become devotee addicted. And this is what we want to be. This is what we want to be because it makes you happy. As they had the slogan in the 70s, stay high forever. Right? This was what the hippies, stay high, yeah. This is what they want, So they went for it, full-fledged on. And they had, great, whatever you can say, in this time, this and that, but they were ecstatic. They were for hours out on the street chanting, especially when they didn't have books already. They're just out singing the holy name. And when you see pictures from these times or videos from this time, they look amazing. Completely blissed out. Completely fired up, on fire. Right? So let us look for these opportunities where we can associate with the devotees. And if we found the jewels of the association of devotees, don't let it go. Don't let it go. Keep it in your pocket, or better, keep yourself in the pocket of the devotees. Make sure they keep you. And this is my request. Please keep me in your pockets, in your heart pockets. Somehow or other, I know I don't deserve it. I know I did so many things what I don't deserve to be in your association. Even before, mainly before. If you would know me before, you would not say, bring this fellow to the temple. Huh? But somehow or other, some how to say, crazy devotees, they brought me into Bhakta program. And there I am. And please don't let me go. Because it was a long way back from hell. And I don't want to go again. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Thoughts, questions? Is Shireen, or what's her name? She's asking. Okay. Shireen. Hare Krishna, Shireen.
So why is it harder to lift yourself up compared to uplifting others? I assume maybe because we are our own greatest critics, but how do we overcome this?
Why is it hard?
Why is it harder to lift yourself up compared to uplifting others?
Well, it's not harder. I said it's harder to lift one. It's easier to track down. It's easier to track down. That's not so much effort than to lift up. So first of all, we have to lift ourselves up by making a conscious effort to be uplifted. And when we lift ourselves up, automatically we will lift others also up. And the more power we have, the more we used to this process of upliftment, the more power we have, the more people we can lift up simultaneously. And the more we are there, we on this level, we don't have to go to lower levels again. We can keep everybody else uplifted. Like therefore you see Srila Prabhupada, he was never or morose or whatever, critical about whatever. He was always on a transcendental level. So therefore everybody who was in association with him, he was also on a transcendental level because Prabhupada kept them there. Therefore it was such a shock when Prabhupada left, because suddenly they had to keep themselves up on this level. And this is the lesson we had to learn, and we're still learning this. We have to be up on the level where Prabhupada was, on this transcendental level. And there's a process how we get there by just this process what is described here. Process of Dhruva Maharaj. To detach ourselves from things what let us not attach to Krishna, because our main goal is attachment to Krishna, and detachment comes then automatically. Because when Krishna is there and I wanna attach myself to Krishna, then I had to let go of all my bags I'm carrying with me. Therefore, we raise our arms in the kirtan. Go, Ranga! Right? So we have to let go. I don't know if she does.
Yes, but she said, but it is fairly hard to lift ourselves up because we criticize ourselves the most. So how do we overcome this?
But that's your choice. That's your choice. If you want to criticize, it's the same. You criticize other or you criticize yourself. It's the same thing. Why you criticize yourself? Yeah, that's the thing. But that's why you don't love yourself. Shireen, your parents love you. Your friends loving you, the devotees love you, but you choose not to love yourself. So whose fault is it? Shireen. Whose fault is it? It's your decision. It's your decision not to love yourself. Don't blame anybody else for it. Sorry, Shireen.
But it's also empowering to choose the opposite than to love yourself.
What?
Sometimes when we are hedged by self-criticism, then we can block our path. But if we just shift that mode into, okay, I accept that I have flaws, but Krishna loves me, then that shift can help us to move ourselves forward. And just notice with I don't know how it is generally with Prabhus, but with Matajis, they often fall in this line that they're always chastising themselves of every single tiny mistake that they make. And it hampers their path, But then it's easier, someone else has a bad time, it's easier to say, oh, don't worry, get on with it, it's all okay. Mimic Sharina.
Yeah, it's true, and I think it's not only girls have this. I think many boys have this as well. It's our choice. It's much more obvious to us our faults, because we think that the world judges us according to our faults, but it's not true. It's not true. The world sees our good qualities as well, but we chose not to see them. There's different things. First of all, in devotee association, very common, some false humility. Oh, I'm so worthless, I'm so this and so on. But I don't see actually the worthy things I can do. Where am I good in? And there are sure things where I'm very, very good in. And why not? So if you see very good in, then fend the spark and admit it to yourself. Yes, I'm very good in this. I can tell others about this. I can teach others. I have maybe some faults or things where I'm not good in. Well, some things I can work on, like I can learn Mridanga. If I have the desire to learn Mridanga, I can make an effort to do it. But some things maybe will never come in this life because it's just not my nature. And then I can also say, okay, I accept that's not maybe the path in my life. I never was a big book distributor, but I was mostly happy on the street, even if I didn't distribute so many things. I understood, it will not be my path where I spend my devotional career. But there's still, whatever book distribution is, like it, I can do it. But it's not my main thing. I'm not the best in it. But this is something where we have to put our self-effort in, and sometimes it's more easier, as I said, to be on the lower level and just, I'm so useless, I'm so this and this, because then nobody else should have any expectations in me because I'm useless and I'm this and that, and I also don't have any expectations because I do it anyway wrong. So but what association do I give? Who want to associate with me if I'm such a person? If I only crawl in the mud, of self-doubt and don't believe in anything good, who then will, only persons who have on the same level, they will come, yeah, I'm also very bad, and we should make an association and be bad. And actually everybody is very, very low and very bad. Let's make a big a Facebook group where we say that everybody is bad, especially in ISKCON, right? So, but try to lift yourself up, or try to get uplifted by persons who are happy, who are on a higher level. Therefore, we have to look for the association of advanced devotees. Advanced devotees means somebody who has taste in Krishna consciousness. Somebody who has, you wanna taste for reading the books, associate with people who have taste in reading the books. Therefore, yesterday, some young people, they came to Sanjay and said, when do we read together, something like that? Because Sanjay has taste reading books. So associate with Sanjay, meaning I'm also getting affected by his taste of reading Srila Prabhupada's books. So, but it's our choice. I can also say, I don't like reading, so I avoid Sanjay because he likes reading. No? But this is what we do sometimes. Oh no, they are too ecstatic. They are just yelling and jumping in the kirtan. It's so embarrassing. What? Okay. The watch shows 9:00. That means uppercut for Ramananda. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. I'm really, really appreciating you as my family, and I'm very happy amongst you. So let's stick together and don't let me out. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda